Do you have a sink?
What's up? You're already done with work today? You're out early.
I had to go to my parents' house today.
Huh? Your parents' house? What about your job?
I left work early.
I still have a little left before I can wrap up at my work. I asked Mom to pick up Elizabeth, so if you were going to finish work early, I wish you had told me so I could have just had you pick her up.
Like I give a shit. It's your fault for not telling me beforehand.
I didn't know that you were getting off work early.
Whatever. Anyway, I told you about my sister's kid, right?
Huh? Oh, you're talking about Dan? I thought that your parents were going to look after him, considering your sister took off. Why? What's up with Dan?
Yeah, okay, so you know about him.
I know that they took him in because they divorced, because she basically said, never mind, I don't want him anymore, and left.
That made me really mad towards my sister. My parents are already pretty old, you know? And I think they're struggling pretty bad. It's raising a 3-year-old after all.
Right, I understand. I hope that they're able to find your sister soon. We don't have any clues? Did they try reaching out to her ex-husband?
I think they're trying, but they can't actually get in touch with him.
I see. But you have your own kid too. I think that your sister will come back real soon. There's no way that your sister can just leave her kid like that forever.
So about that, I feel bad for Dan. Mom seems to be really struggling too. So I've decided that we will be taking him in.
Huh? What the hell are you talking about?
I said I've decided to take him in. I just went over to their house to pick up Dan. I'll be waiting at home for you. Starting today, we're going to be living with the 4 of us. I'm sure you understand.
No. Hang on a second. What do you mean, I hope you'll understand? You realize that we still have Elizabeth, right? She's weak right now, too. She has to go to the hospital regularly. I work to make more money, too. You understand how tough it is with one child.
You going to abandon Dan?
Don't get me wrong, I feel bad about Dan, but no offense, Dan can be pretty violent. I remember when he has his little rage fits. When we took Elizabeth to your parents' house one time, he hit her and injured her. You remember that, right? They're over a year different in age. I'm worried, so I don't want to just leave them together.
You're such a ruthless asshole. You're not thinking about Dan at all, are you? There is no real difference between a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old. You just let him go to sleep and it's fine. They'll get along real fast. Besides, Dan seems to have taken a liking to you.
He misses his own mom. That's why he loves me, because I'm around the right age. Then he takes it out on Elizabeth. Whatever, I'm just telling you now clearly, no. I'm finishing up work now, so I'm heading home, but please do not bring Dan to our house. First, we need to talk about this with each other, face to face.
I'm almost at the house. Dan is with me right now.
Why would you do such a selfish thing? I can't do that. I cannot look after someone else's child who is a threat to my own child. Besides, I have a job that I need to do as well. It's not like I'm a live-at-home mom. I'm busy with my own job and my kid. I'm already struggling pretty badly juggling the two. There's no way I can handle another child.
What kind of devil are you?
What?
You call my own sister's child some other person's child? You need to think about how Dan feels about everything. Are you just gonna make my mom handle everything? You realize that he's 3 years old. Imagine him growing up with a 2-year-old Elizabeth. It's definitely going to be beneficial to her too. How can you not look after 2 kids? That's literally what parents are supposed to do. You should figure it out. It's easy for you.
If you want to talk about it that passionately, you're going to be taking care of Dan yourself, right? You're not going to just leave it all up to me?
What, me?
Yes, you. It's your adorable nephew. That means that you'll be looking after him yourself, right?
Why the hell would I be looking after him? There's no chance that I will be doing that. You take care of things around the house. You're the wife. That's how things are supposed to be. Don't try to rely on me. Stop being a spoiled brat. What are you gonna do when you can't even rear a child? A kid just sleeps or eats anyway. You already do that with Elizabeth. Just adding another person isn't gonna make that big of a difference, is it?
I understand now. You've never taken care of Elizabeth. That's why you don't know how tough this is.
You think that you're gonna get away with talking to your husband like that?
I work late more often than you. I'm usually coming home later from work more than you too. But you never take care of Elizabeth at all until I go pick up Elizabeth from daycare. You're just sitting at your parents' house.
So what? That's how everything is supposed to be.
Be honest with me. You're planning on just dumping Dan on me, right?
Of course. It's better for a woman to look after the kid. Dad is a little wild. Mom and Dad are both struggling with it. The best thing right now is for you to raise him. Why don't you understand? If you don't agree with me, we're gonna get a divorce. You need to seriously rethink that horrible logic of yours. Hurry up and come home to Dad and I. Cook us both some dinner. If you can't do that for me, we're getting a divorce.
Okay.
Okay, I'm glad you understand. Stop your bitching and moaning. If you can do something about it, do something about it.
If that's what you want, then I agree to getting a divorce with you.
Huh? What are you talking about? Have you lost your mind?
No, I haven't lost my mind. That's what you were asking for a second ago. If I don't take care of Dan, then you want to get a divorce with me. I cannot accept your offer to take care of Dan like that. And let's be honest here, you just want to look good in front of your parents, right? Why do I have to sacrifice my own happiness and my child's happiness just because you want to play good boy in front of your parents?
Are you seriously asking for a divorce right now? Stop talking trash like that. Because you're all emotional right now. Just come home already. Dad and I are starving. Seriously, cut it out.
You realize that I'm the one that wants you to cut it out, right? After Elizabeth was born, you never put any money into our savings account. That's why I'm over here working tooth and nail. But you never take care of raising our child. So my parents always end up taking care of Elizabeth. That's why I came to the realization the other day. Both Elizabeth and I are perfectly fine and content living without you in our lives.
You really thought about that? You're just joking, right?
You weren't like this when we were still going out and before Elizabeth was born. I don't know what happened or what got into you, but you stopped putting money towards our savings.
I already told you why. My boss, when I was away on a business trip, told me that he never put any money into his family savings. When he continued to do that, his wife ended up becoming independent, and they were able to have a nice family household with a good balance. That's why I figured.
That you were going to copy him, right? But as a result, what happened to that boss? Remind me.
He divorced last year.
I guess you couldn't predict that, huh? Really takes rocket science to figure out where this is going.
Okay, I get it. I'll start putting money into the family savings. It's not like I didn't want to put money into the savings. Just hurry up and come home already.
I'm not going home anymore.
Huh?
I'm going to my parents' home. I have them taking care of Elizabeth right now, so it was perfect anyways. I'm just going to stay the night at their place. I'm going to have my brother pick up all of our stuff later on. I don't want to see you or Dan.
Don't be so weird. Just hurry up and get home. Dan is starting to throw a ruckus. Because he's getting hungry. What should I do?
I don't know. You're the one that agreed to take him in. How about you figure it out?
How the hell am I supposed to figure it out? I'm a man. I don't know these things.
I don't think that excuse works in this day and age. I don't think it ever actually made sense.
He's your relative, too. You should take care of him soon. I'll even help out a little bit around the house from now on.
You're really talking down to me, but if we get a divorce, all my ties with Dan will be cut. We're literally not going to be relatives anymore.
Are you serious about the divorce thing? We've been doing so well up until now.
How? If anything, I've been working hard for myself and this house. I take care of Elizabeth all alone. But I had to cook crap and make bento for you. If anything, getting a divorce is much better for me. It'll make my life easier. I'll get a lot of government assistance and I can get child support from you too.
Child support? Are you gonna take my money even after we get a divorce?
It's not like you put any money into the house up until this point. I hope you work hard for Elizabeth from now on.
Okay, fine. I'll put more money into our joint family savings account. I'll help out raising the kids a little bit. So please, just come home for now. Dan is crying and he won't listen to me at all.
I'm not going home. This is all your fault. You thought that I would just fold and take care of it. It's your own fault for being irresponsible.
I'm sorry. Please save me. What do I do?
Beats me. I've asked you for your help countless times. This is what you get for ignoring me every single time. Good luck living alone from now on. Living and raising your child, too. Have fun living with your sister's child. Lucy had decided that this was a good time as any to get a divorce. After talking to her parents, her sister, and her younger brother about it, they all acted surprised as to why they didn't get a divorce up until now. Jack didn't want a divorce and even tried to hire a lawyer. He tried to fight it, but in the end, the fact that he wasn't putting away any money into the family savings account, combined with the fact that he never helped raise Elizabeth, made all the lawyers he contacted turn down his case. Because he said that he would take on Dan, he couldn't just say never mind and give him back to his parents. So he had to look after Dan while going to work. Dan would keep causing problems at daycare, too. Apparently, he kept getting called out of work, which made him lose trust within his own company, but he still had to pay child support. He's been trying to keep his job, but he realized how hard Lucy's job was and deeply regrets treating her the way he did.